Hello everyone, welcome to Level Up Learning. In this video, I am going to discuss the most important question answer of DECE 3. You can take this video as a revisionary video for your exam preparation, as I will discuss some important topics in the form of question answer. If you want to purchase this PDF of important question answers, contact details are given below. You can contact there and take the PDF. Let's begin with the first question. Explain the importance of providing early childhood development interventions in the first 6 years of life. In the first 6 years of life, what is the importance of early childhood development intervention? Let's begin with the answer. In the early years of childhood, intelligence and personality develop rapidly. The early years of life are considered as the most crucial for optimum development. So the early years of life are considered as most crucial for optimum development. Second, first 6 years of life. The rate of development is most rapid in this period, and consequently environmental enrichment or depression makes greatest impact. So there is a positive impact of the environment as well as the negative impact of the environment. So this is the second point. Third point, due to cultural and social ignorance, weaker sections are unable to provide a healthy environment or good opportunities. It becomes necessary to have ECE programs as an organized intervention to compensate the depressions faced by these children. So this is the third point. Fourth, every child has a right to live, grow to their full potential. They deserve love, care and attention from the very beginning for all-round development of child. Okay, so this is the fourth point. You will underline the important points. It enhances the beauty of the answer. Fifth, ECCE is the effective area of intervention and it can be used to break the cycle of deprivation. The effects of poverty and deprivation can be compensated by early intervention. Okay, if you will start breaking this intervention from the very beginning, it will help to break that poverty. Sixth, early childhood care is a measure of ensuring equity, both social and economic and gender. I have underlined this important word equity, both socio-economic and gender. The girl child will benefit from a good early childhood development scheme. So this is the sixth point. Okay, to sum up our answer, we will write a good conclusion. In this way, ECE is a very helpful for the optimum development of children from the viewpoint of social values, justice and development phases. In all these viewpoints, ECE is very important. So let's move to the next question. This is a very important question. It covers very important topic. Please understand this. Differentiate between impairment, disability and handicap by giving examples. Now, what is impairment, what is disability and what is handicap? With examples, I have given an introductory line in the statement. An impairment may or may not lead to disability. A disability may or may not result in handicap. Let's see how. First, I will explain the definition, then I will give the examples, okay, for better understanding. First, impairment. It refers to a diseased or a defective tissue or part of it. Okay, what is impairment? It refers to a diseased or a defective tissue in our body or any part of it. Okay, its example is, if the cornea of the eye becomes dry and wrinkled, it has become defective. And what it is called? It is called impaired. Okay. Now, what is disability? What is disability? It refers to the absence of a particular part of the body or organ or a reduction in function of some part of the body. Okay. What is this? That It is the absence of a particular part of the body or organ, or the reduction in the functioning of the body. We will understand this by example. If the cornea becomes dry and wrinkled, that it happened in case of impairment, the child will lose sight gradually. Now here the child has loosened his sight now. Impairment will lead to disability, so that it became disability. Okay. Now third, handicap. What is handicap? It implies the problems of the impaired or disabled person that we have discussed in impairment or disability when interacting with and adapting to the environment. If a person feels problems in adapting to the environment due to his impairment or disability, then he become handicap. Its example, if the blind person has difficulty in day-to-day life activities, then disability will result in handicap. So you understood the concept. This impairment is diseased or defective tissue. Disability is absence of any particular part of the body or reduction in function. And then last is handicap, that does not allow person to do his daily life activities properly. Though if you will see these examples, they are interrelated. Okay, interrelated in the way like it is impairment, that cornea of the eye becomes dry, so it is defective and impaired. If the dried cornea here helped or not helped, if the cornea becomes dry and wrinkled and child lose sight gradually, then it will result in, this impairment will result in disability. Okay, now this impairment resulted in this way is impairment resulted in disability. And now if this disability has creating problem in day-to-day life and activities, then it will result in handicap. So I have correlated all the points. Okay, now let's move to another question. Write full forms of following organization. Another very important question. Many a times it has been asked in the paper. UNICEF. What is the full form of it? United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. Now it is known as United Nations Children's Fund. CARE. C-A-R-E. Cooperative for Assistance and Relief Everywhere. What is the full form of CARE? Cooperative for Assistance and Relief Everywhere. WHO. What is the full form of WHO? Everyone knows it. World Health Organization. Okay. Now, what is the full form of NIPCCD? National Institute of Public Cooperation and Child Development. National Institute of Public Cooperation and Child Development. Now what is the full form of ICCW? Indian Council for Child Welfare. Okay, let's move to another important question. Child-to-child strategy of communication. You know, what is the child-to-child strategy of communication? Child-to-child strategy is designed to educate and encourage older children to concern themselves with good habits and right values of life, and to communicate the same to the younger brothers and sisters in their care. Like I have drawn an example for the better clarity. Like let's suppose this is the child. He is talking to that child, this child and this child. Okay, then these child are further talking to these children. Okay, so this cycle goes on. Child to child communication is being taken place from between child to child. So this is child to child approach. Children are always eager to learn and try out new things because of their innate curiosity. Learning the preventive and curative measures related to health makes them feel empowered and instills in them a sense of self-confidence. You know, children are happy. Children are curious to talk to the children of their own age. Children respond to ideas and attitudes of other children. They may hesitate in front of teachers, but they are, fun-loving. They express their ideas in front of other children. Let's move to the another question. Contributions made by Froebel to the field of early childhood care and education. Very, very important question. Froebel, the founder of the kindergarten system. Who is the founder of kindergarten system? Froebel was born in Prussia. He founded his first kindergarten in Blankenburg. Okay. Froebel considered childhood as not merely a preparation for adulthood, rather it has a value in itself and it possesses its own creativeness. Okay. Childhood had his own creativity and own creativeness. Froebel's contribution to preschool education has been the kindergarten. Its modern descendant, the nursery school, is more nearly Froebelian in spirit. He conceived the basic principles and designed the first materials of a kindergarten, and they are equally applicable now. His concept of play gifts, songs, dramatization, stories are equally applicable now also. Although few children today are presented with Froebel's original play gifts, the games and other educational equipments available in the markets are closely based on his principles. Okay, another important question. A major organization working for children in India. Save the Children organization. I will explain Save the Children organization in this. Save the Children is a global non-profit organization which was founded in the year 1919. Today, it is India's leading independent child rights NGO. Save the Children believes that every child deserves the best chance for a bright future, and that's why we are fiercely committed towards ensuring that children not only survive but thrive. In India and around the world, Save the Children is on the ground every day and in times of crisis. Their pioneering programs address children's unique needs, giving them a healthy start, the opportunities to learn, and protection from harm. As of December 2018, Save the Children organization work in 19 states of India, started in 2008 in India and registered as Bal Raksha Bharat. They have changed the lives of more than 10.1 million, that is 1.1 crore children till date. That's a huge number. Okay, another important question. Steps in planning process. What are the steps in planning process? Planning is the first primary function of management that precedes all other functions. The planning function involves the decision of what to do and how it is to be done. So let's see the steps. Step 1. Recognizing need for action. An important part of planning process is to be aware of opportunities and recognizing the actions that needs to be taken. Second step, setting objectives. The objective for the whole system are established here in the second step, setting objectives. Third, developing premises, developing assumptions, keeping in mind future needs. Step 4, identifying alternatives, identifying the various alternatives available. Step 5, examine alternate course of action, evaluate and examine each of the alternative plans. Select the alternative. Now this is the sixth step. Now the best and most feasible plan must be chosen here. Formulating supporting plans. Secondary plans are also made along with main plans. Okay. Implementation of the plan. The last step of planning process is to implement the plan. Okay. So this is the last step. Now, another important question. What are the characteristics of a child with mental retardation? Mental retardation is a lowered capacity for mental work of a permanent nature. Mental retardation is a condition that slows down mental and physical growth. Lack of coordination in gross and fine motor development. Due to various delay in development process, there is lack of coordination in gross and fine motor development. Second, slow learning curve. Their ability to process new information is relatively low when compared to other. Poor vocabulary. A retarded child learns to speak later than other children. Thus, child has poor vocabulary and articulation problems. Improper social development. The mentally retarded child finds it difficult to deal with other people. Fifth, inability to restrain emotions. The mentally retarded child, when faced with unknown situations, respond unpredictably, usually displaying aggression. So these are the characteristics of mentally retarded. Another question. Pragya is a child with hearing impairment, studying in a preschool along with non-disabled children. What consideration would the teacher of the preschool need to keep in mind so that Pragya benefits maximally and faces no problem in attending the preschool? Give reasons for your answers. These type of questions take our intellectual power, that how much the concept we have understood and how we can present our answer. So let's start. Helping the child understand your speech. In the question it is said that the Pragya is hearing impaired, which means she cannot hear properly. So we should help the child understand your speech. How we can help her? Repeat the word or sentence the child does not understand. If a child does not understand anything, repeat it. Use objects, drawings, actions along with speech to make it clear to her. Okay. Write new words on the blackboard or on a notebook so that she can understand it. Reason. What are the reasons for this? In this way, the child hearing impaired be able to understand what is happening in the class as well as which topic is being discussed, so she can also learn from it. Second point, helping the child use her listening skills more effectively. Insist that the child wear the hearing aid. Okay, if a child forgets to wear her hearing aid, tell her that she should wear it so that she can get the benefit of a class. Check the working condition of the aid. Hearing aid should be in proper working condition. Familiarize her with the names of the classmates, okay, so that it will help her in her social development. Encourage her to respond to her name. Okay, so what is the reason? What is the reason for this? Reason is Pragya will be able to use her listening skills in a better manner if she is taught with proper care the correct way of using hearing aid, the recognition of various symbols. Okay, in this way we can help her. Let's move towards another important question. As a preschool teacher, what advice would you give to our parents of the following children with special need? Okay, parents of a 2-year-old with visual impairment. There is a child with visual impairment. How we can help? Helping the child to learn about the surroundings. Encourage the child to learn about things around him, her by touching them, listening to sounds, or using her sense of smell. Help the child to know the direction of certain place. To do this, start from a known place. For example, a doorway or a wall. Give directions to the child to reach the place. Describe to the child the kind of ground she is walking on. Help the child to know the different kinds of ground with her feet. This will help to understand whether the ground is rough, smooth and grassy. Okay, so in this way what will happen, that the child will be able to know about the ground or the space or the directions. Another question, parents of a 3-year-old with cerebral palsy, how we can help them? Teaching the child to swallow. We should teach the child how she should swallow. Drooling saliva and having difficulty in swallowing are common problems that affect children with cerebral palsy. Encourage the child to close the lips by stretching the child's lips outwards towards the ear. Okay, in this way we can do that. Helping the child to eat. When feeding, it is better to give the child slightly blend food, as sweet foods tend to increase saliva and drooling. Using the toilet. Children with cerebral palsy need physical supports such as base, which can be placed around the port for the child to support himself while sitting. Okay, we should help her to use the toilet. Coordinating hand movements. Ask the parents to give the child opportunities to grasp, hold, mold, squeeze objects. This will help to develop the muscles of wrist and fingers. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you want to purchase the PDF of these important question answers, contact details are given below. You can contact there and purchase it. Thank you so much for watching.